I really want to wish the victim of this horrible assault of June 23rd a speedy recovery. I would also like to address why our regular Thursday meeting of last week was postponed for 1 week. The WebEx video program used by Town Hall and the Police Department is managed by the 2 members of the IT department, and neither one of those were available to run the call last week. I'd like to welcome everybody. Before we get started, I want to lay out the format for this meeting. I will read my opening statement, and then we'll invite the public to comment. In addition to my fellow commissioners, we have the chief and the captain present, as well as Detective Greg Howard. Our goal is to be as transparent as possible and to solicit your comments. But because this is an ongoing investigation, we are not able to directly respond to your questions. Following my comments, the media moderator will unmute you. If you wish to speak, press *3 on your phone, at which time the media moderator will unmute you, one at a time. Please state your name and address before speaking. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes so everyone has a chance to be heard. After 3 minutes, you will hear an audio signal indicating that your time is up. Please bear with us as this technology can and sometimes is challenging, and please be advised that this is being recorded. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Henry Gord, Chairman of the Stonington Board of Police Commissioners, and I called this meeting to give a public status report of the incident that took place at the Quality Inn on Friday, June 26th. I am very pleased to say that the suspects are in custody, and we hope will soon be returned to face numerous charges, including hate crimes. And thank you also to the U.S. Marshal Service, the FBI, the New York City PD, and the Nassau County Police Departments for their assistance with this case. This is what I know about the case. The Stonington police were called to the scene at approximately 11:35 a.m. after receiving 2 911 calls, one from the front desk and one from the male suspect. The victim, witnesses, and suspects were interviewed at the scene. The victim and suspects were transported to area hospitals. The suspects returned to the hotel before 3 p.m. and quickly departed. Officers at the scene were able to see just part of the total videos captured by the hotel security cameras and were not able to view the video we have all seen of the horrible assault by the ice machine until Monday, 3 days after the assault. What is clear is that the suspects assaulted the victim. There is no audio with these recordings. With further information gathered, Stonington Police Department applied for arrest warrants for the assault and bigotry and bias crimes. On Wednesday, July 1st, warrants were secured for both suspects for the assault charges. During the past week, further charges were added to include hate-related crimes. Both warrants are now felony and are extraditable. And as I said earlier, we hope that they will be returned to Connecticut soon. There has been much said in print and online about the incident and how it was handled at the initial phases for this investigation. At the request of the chief and supported by me and the first selectman, an independent review of the response has been initiated by a third-party investigator. As the chair, I have been involved in many of the discussions leading up to this point. The selection of the third-party investigator came through our town attorney with recommendations from the attorney appointed by the town's insurance carrier to assist the town. The investigator is an attorney and a former police detective with experience in external review of police department matters dealing with personnel and policy. I concurred with the chief that in the interest of expediency, the town hire this investigator and proceed with the review. The board fully supports this independent review, and we are very interested in the findings. As the fact finder and the decision maker for any serious disciplinary actions, should they be warranted, the Board of Police Commissioners cannot and should not be involved in the investigative process. The Board of Police Commissioners is an independent civilian oversight board charged with the department's personnel in the hiring, termination, and promotion, as well as equipment and budget matters. All of us take this responsibility seriously. We have been in very close communication with the chief and the captain throughout the last 2 weeks. As chair of this commission, I personally sat in on several of the meetings and have been updated on almost a daily basis. We are very fortunate as a town to have an administration that wants the facts. If we leave allegations of poor police work or mishandling of this incident unaddressed, they become the only story. I hope you would agree that it is in the best interest of every officer and the department and the town to investigate and tell the public all the facts that we possibly can. I now open the floor to comment. Again, if you wish to speak, press *3 on your phone and the meeting moderator will unmute you one at a time. Please state your name and address before speaking. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes so everyone has a chance to be heard. And after 3 minutes, you will hear an audio signal indicating your time is up. Do we have anybody who would like to speak?
Stand by. Caller, you're unmuted. You're ready to go.
Good afternoon. My name is Sandra Laub. I live at 28 Mechanic Street in Pawcatuck. My question is, after all of the facts have been uncovered and the investigation is complete, will the board recommend that the Stonington Police Department address Ms. Caldwell, the victim's family, personally and apologetically for what she has suffered since her attackers were at liberty after the event?
The purpose of this session right here is to get your input and your comments. Sandra, as I mentioned at the beginning, we are not in a position right now to be answering questions, but we do welcome your comments.
Then my comment is the Stonington Police Department should, after the investigation is completed, whatever the result, make a public apology to Ms. Caldwell and her family.
Thank you
for the suffering that she has experienced since her attackers have been free these weeks after the initial crime was committed, after the initial hate crime was committed. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra.
Okay, next caller, you're set to go.
Yes, hello. My name is Therese Alexander Sevagla, and I live in Stonington, Connecticut. I'd like to know, are you able to share the name of the third-party investigator? And the second part of that is, how long do these investigations usually take?
Therese, there are some public statements out. The purpose of this session is to get your comments, and I'm sorry I can't be responding to direct questions. We do welcome your comments.
Well, I'm happy to hear that a third-party independent investigator has been hired to follow up on this matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Therese.
You're welcome.
Okay, caller, you're set to go.
So can you, am I unmuted? This is Betsy Bartholet, and I think it's really important that this investigator be truly independent, and I couldn't quite understand what you said in terms of the process you went through in terms of appointing this person. I heard something about insurance company and something about town attorney, but could you clarify?
Yeah, I'll read over what I said before, Betsy. The selection of the third-party investigator came through our town attorney with recommendations from the attorney appointed by the town's insurance carrier to assist the town. The investigator is an attorney and a former police detective with experience in external reviews of the police departments in matters dealing with personnel and policy.
Well, I guess my further comment is I can't really tell from that whether we have a guarantee that this person is truly independent and not as the, if the town attorney suggested the name and the insurance company's involved, whether there isn't some risk of protection of the institution as opposed to real search for the truth.
Thank you for that comment.
Commissioner Gord, at this time, that was the only 3 people who raised their hands.
Okay. Do we have any other callers who are logged in?
I'm seeing no other people raise their hand to speak.
We'll give people another minute to work up the courage if they wish to give us any comments.
And again, please press *3 on your phone to raise your hand digitally so we can unmute you and allow you to make your comment. Okay, caller, go ahead. You're unmuted.
Hello, is this the meeting about the recent attack on the lady at the Quality Inn?
It is. Would you state your name, please, and where you're from?
Yeah, Timothy Tyler. I live in Stonington.
Yes, sir.
I didn't realize how the meeting was going to. I read just recently that they did arrest those 2 people, and I'm very, very glad about that. And I guess I'm curious to know how soon they'll be brought back to Connecticut.
We are working with the local law enforcement agencies and federal, and our hope is to have them back soon.
Or Groton,
I beg
or
your
even
pardon?
Westerly.
The suspects were apprehended in New York.
Yes, but as far as where they're coming back, are they coming back to the Stonington police or the Groton or the Westerly police?
I'm sorry, I don't know. I can't answer that.
Okay, but the incident happened in Stonington, as I understand it.
That is correct.
Okay, all right. I'm a little confused why it's not clear who the police were who were involved in the original investigation. Well, I'm glad. I guess there's nothing else to say unless you have more information about the motivations of these people, but I guess you don't.
Yeah, I'm not at liberty to say, really say any more than what I said in my statement opening up.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry I missed that. I just forgot when 5 o'clock rolled around. Okay. Can you summarize that in a sentence or not?
The highlights are probably that the suspects have been picked up
Yeah.
and that we have initiated an independent review, external review of the incident.
Right. I see. Yeah. As to why they got away or what happened. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's very good. I guess that's about all there is to say. I appreciate. Who am I speaking with?
This is Henry Gord.
Oh, hi, Henry. How are you? Okay. Well,
Okay.
very good. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor. Does anybody else wish to make a comment?
Caller, go ahead. Go ahead, you should be on.
Is there somebody else online who'd like to make a comment?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hi, Henry. This is Elizabeth Lehman. I live in 10 School Street in Stonington. I'm an attorney, and I'm pleased to hear there's going to be an investigation, but I'd like the commission to consider very seriously committing immediately to anti-bias training and body cameras. I know Groton has body cameras, and I'm surprised that Stonington doesn't. I know that there's been some, looking into body cameras, but I'd like the commission to focus on that now as an urgent need for the police force.
Thank you.
Again, if you'd like to make a comment, please press *3 on your phone, and that will raise your hand digitally so we can unmute you to make your comment. Caller, go ahead.
Yes, my name is Sarah Baker. I was calling, I live in Mystic, and I wanted to second what Beth Lehman had just called for. Anti-bias training for the police department, looking into funding and support for body cameras for our police officers as well. And I'd also like to advocate that we engage in a public review process of policies and procedures, and that be an ongoing process that we do as a town and a community. And I'd like to nominate Jean Jordan, president of the NAACP New London branch, to assist our town in moving forward with those measures. And I just thank you all for providing us the space to provide public comment on what's going on. Thank you.
Thank you. Could I get your name again, please?
Sure, that's Sarah Baker.
Sarah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, caller, go ahead.
Yes, it's Douglas Rice and Cynthia Elliott from Stonington. I want to thank you for calling this meeting, and I'd like to thank the U.S. Marshals and Detective Howard for so diligently pursuing these attackers of Crystal Caldwell. And want to say that we look forward to them being extradited and brought to and justice being served. I understand that the town is hiring an outside investigative body with $15,000. I hope that's enough, and I hope that the commissioners actively look into what happened, why the suspects were allowed to escape not once but 3 times. They were not apprehended at the motel. They did not go to the hospital. And then they called them and said, "We're here waiting for you with your belongings." So they got in their car and drove away. I don't know why they didn't put a boot on their car, why an officer wasn't stationed at their car. From the police commissioner's report, they told the hotel managers to call them when they showed up. These are the same people whose colleague was attacked. I just don't think that's just doesn't make sense, waiting for them to call you and show up. That's my statement. And I thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Doug.
I believe we've gotten through everybody.
We have. Okay. All right. Well, seems like everybody has spoken. I thank everybody for participating, for calling in. And at 5:23, I hereby close the meeting. It is adjourned. Thank you all.